Hello, YouTube. I'm comedian and film critic Von Fry. Today I am doing a commentary track for Hulu. They are the ones hosting Con Air from 1997, an action film starring Dave Chappelle and that guy from the Arby's commercials. Now, before we get into this, I'd like to give a little shout out to one of my friends at Nork Flatware, nork.net. Get the best flatware on the market. Use my promo code FRY45 at checkout to get 45% off forged, not cold pressed, quality flatware. Impress your supermodel girlfriend with Nork. And the best part, I don't get a cut of it. You save 45%, I get nothing. So, if you'd like to queue up your viewing of Con Air on Hulu, as this is a Hulu commentary track, go ahead and go to 0000 and hit play now. Doing things a little bit different. I actually prepared some popcorn. I just saw a bag, like a mini bag of popcorn, and it makes like 2 bowls. I figured I'd have some popcorn with this as I saw this film in theaters. It's initial run, not that I know if there being a run after that. Touchstone Pictures is a Disney property, guys. Nicolas Cage has been in bed with Disney for longer than you may realize. The Rock, Con Air, those are Disney. It's not just him doing National Treasure. We'll get a quick introduction to the Rangers. You don't usually see Rangers covered so much in movies. A lot of people talk up the Navy SEAL. They'll say Special Forces. You don't see Rangers come up. So I made some popcorn because I had popcorn in theaters when I saw this with my best friend. Last movie I saw in Yukon, Oklahoma before moving to Kansas. Bear in mind that the song from this, How Do I, Trisha Yearwood. This is a really unusual occurrence where we have a hit song played 2 different versions of it in the same year. The more popular version, and I would say arguably better sung, Shang Sung, is by Ving Rhames. But Trisha Yearwood's version is used in the film, and boy was she belting it out at the Oscars the following year in 98. In any regular year, this would have gotten that Oscar for Best Original Song. Fortunately, it ran into that buzzsaw known as Titanic, and you know what happened. Here we got Cameron Poe. He has returned home, sees his best girl working in a bar. Incredibly dangerous job for... I don't know who's got the more dangerous job. This guy, he's a ranger during peacetime, or she's the lone housewife at the bar. Also a big breakout year for Monica Potter, right? I think more people know of her from Parenthood series on NBC. But she was also in Patch Adams, and it kind of just seemed like she was going to be like a big thing, and then just nothing happened. I think she had a couple of rom-coms hereafter. Now look, you're a random ass in a bar. You see the guy come in, Nicolas Cage, I've seen his height differ between 6'1" and 6'3". At the time of this movie, he thought he was going to be Superman, so he was getting as buff as possible. You see him walk in here, basically Superman. He's got the Ranger uniform, all the patches and stuff, and that's the guy you want to pick a fight with? I hope my popcorn's not too bothersome. This being a Jerry Bruckheimer film, you'll see a lot of similarities in his productions. It's almost regardless of the director. He's going to make sure certain things get done. You'll see some differences between a strictly Jerry Bruckheimer film and Michael Bay, but God, I need to almost look up who directed this. I think is it Dominic. And here I am looking up stuff during the middle of the fight that kicks off the plot of this movie. Cameron Poe jumped, getting attacked by 3 guys. Fights back. Simon West. Did he do California 93? I think. Expendables 2 was a letdown. Lara Croft was pretty decent. Yeah, so he gave the guy the punch in the nose. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong about the general's daughter. I mean, he has some stylish things. Here, I'd kind of say Con Air is probably the high point. I like the theme in this. This is when they tried to put good music in films, particularly action movies. It wasn't about, can we load it with some hip hop or some rock tracks? It was, can we make an orchestral theme for the movie? Make cohesive music that accentuates the action. Cameron Poe, with the worst lawyer ever, wanting him to plead, and then the judge is an ass. You're dangerous. Easily provoked, you respond with deadly force. You're going to have to go to a federal penitentiary. 7 to 10 years. You did kill a guy. 7 to 10 years. I guess it could be worse. There's the title card. Con Air. We have some chroma key clouds going over the prison there, but anyhow, it's a funny sounding premise. Oh, well, we have a bunch of convicts there on the plane. It's like Die Hard and Speed, but they're already prisoners. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, Cameron Poe's good buddy here, who has the insulin issue, is Bubba from Forrest Gump. Rachel Ticotin, Ticotin, right? From she's kind of like the lone gal in much of this movie, being one of the correction officers, the guards aboard the plane. Danny Trejo, an actual inmate. Nicolas Cage is doing his best California from Alabama voice. The plot, as straightforward as it may sound, what kicks off most of the mayhem is a bit convoluted and kind of requires a lot of thinking about. Oh, well, we have Chief O'Brien and John Cusack trying to investigate how these prisoners work this out together. So they're sending letters to each other. There's explosives in their cell. They worked out a deal. If they jack this plane, they take it to this Colombian drug lord. To free this Colombian drug lord, they'll get paid well. And then that too, there goes sour. I hope you're not watching this for the first time. We got Cameron Poe. He's keeping fitness in prison. Little girls growing up who he's never met. School is very important. Not a good Johnny Cage impression. Make sure I got my origami book. The inmates have enough sense not to give him trouble, right? But the guy at the bar, hummingbird tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree, coming home forever. There's Simon West. Okay. So, Expendables 2, huge letdown stylistically. I kind of thought that the better produced of the Expendables was actually 3. I know I'm totally alone in this. Well, okay, the first one has a good plane sequence. And then after that, it's just kind of CGI everywhere, but... How does one buy a plush bunny rabbit in prison? They have a prison ecosystem, and that's one of the items for sale. This is a good looking movie back when movies looked really good, guys. Shot on film. You can't really duplicate this look today. Things end up invariably looking comical. It's hard to take a lot of films seriously now with just the way things appear. Things have gone so digital, it took a realness out of it. I'm going home. Why do prisoners need to be transferred? I don't know. I guess you move them around so they don't make friends, to put plans together to rally against the prison. I'm not totally sure. Every little second is something to pick up on that's going to have some kind of menial value later. Okay, so we have the sticker on the box that buddy just put on there. Indicates that's Cameron's. Give ourselves the action-y coming to force montage here. Well, this guy explains things to people who may already know what they're doing. He's talking to the audience. This gal right here, almost buzz cut babe. She gives John Cusack some looks. It would actually have been better if they had a moment at the end so that we could get maybe the dual heroes, Cusack, Cage, they both have a gal at the end for an embrace. Why is he telling her the story? Rachel Ticotin, the main squeeze of Arnold in Total Recall. I'm going to come in, have a bit of a joke. Oh, yep, she's kind of smirking. Got a 427 convertible Corvette looking sharp. Ass kicker. Oh, we're dropping F-bombs in the Disney movie. Parks and handicap. It's kind of like everything you need to know about the guy being a dick. It just presented on introduction. Everywhere I go, I got to make sure everybody knows I'm an asshole. This is our undercover guy. He's not going to talk a lot because he's not white. We want some information on this prisoner we're running around. Salazar. As much as the movie seems to make something of this, it's kind of inconsequential to John Malkovich takes over the plane. It's really a segue means to an end. There's enough talk that you would think that Salazar's guys are going to come in. There's going to be a big thing. And that's going to be the plot of the movie. But it's like a Simpsons episode where they drive off to go to some old mining town, and they have a few gags over there. On the way back, Grandpa Simpson's kidney goes bad, and the rest of the episode is about Homer undergoing a kidney transplant to save his dad. That's kind of how the plot of this works. It's like Simpsons writer room. John Cusack says, "This is my plane, my operation. No one carries a gun." Chief O'Brien gives him a gun anyways. I feel like not only would I say this movie looks new, it looks better than new movies. You don't see action movies given this attention anymore, unless there's a property to them. Okay, Vaughn, I'm going to go ahead and say Transformers. See what I'm saying? Well, the Avengers looks more expensive. Not an action movie. There we go. Luther from Mission Impossible. He's also in Pulp Fiction. I wonder what he gets known most for. I love how we're going down the rundown of this, and this guy's giving out all these, like, amazing accolades, credentials. Oprah liked his book. Of course, the prisoners we talk up are going to be the ones more sticking with us, have longevity, bigger role in the film. Cyrus the Virus Grissom. Something just iconic about this character. Like, you kind of wish you got more movies out of him. Steps off the bus. Everybody's at attention like a general has stepped off a plane. Strikes you as incredibly dangerous. Likes to brag he's killed more people than cancer. Which cancer is that? Oh, John Cusack's good in this movie. He's kind of got this snippy, sardonic thing going that just works well. Dave Chappelle, no real introduction. We don't have, the big billing up of Dave Chappelle in here. If made today, Dave Chappelle would be the star. He kind of has the brightest star among the cast at present. Quite possibly. Cameron Poe walks off, a huge nobody. Yeah, he's not dangerous. Don't worry about him. Oh, but the information we didn't read, that's going to come into... Oh, yeah, it turns out he's a ranger, and he's going to help. He could be a good guy. He's just trying to get home to his daughter. I'm getting that back, and yes, he does. Numbnuts. When's the last time you heard that? Why does he all of a sudden have a do-rag? Dave Chappelle, very well used in this movie. It's not that he steals the show, but he's adequate. He's certainly funny, and doesn't overstay his welcome. It leaves you wanting more. And no one saw that gun going in. Makes the thing about how nobody gets to have a gun aboard the plane But the plane has guns on it. It says there's a small weapons cache. I think it actually turns out to have a bit of that cartoon Hammer space, where it's like there's more there than you think, or possible. Admiring your cage. I saw that guy somewhere not long ago. Of course, everybody in this movie looks radically different today. Though you're looking at it, and hell, it looks like this is a brand new movie, right? This guy does not have a lot of speaking lines. Gag and bag. I just told you not to spit on my plane. We made an example of him, almost like we rehearsed this for the rest of the inmates. Danny Trejo, Johnny 23. Let's say is Johnny 500 if they knew the truth or something. Yeah, 23 counts of rape. That's why, you're an admirer, huh? Johnny 600. Okay, so it's not 23, it's not 2300, it's 600. Yeah, I don't know if he needs to make enemies aboard this flight, especially when these are going to be guys working on his side. No more steak for me, ever. I got to see that short. Oh, we're hiding things in our hands here. Ginny, Ginny. What is that? How do you... Is that... You're not spelling Jennifer with a G, are you? Is it that feasible to hide pins in your hand? And no blood. Kind of a cool looking plane. I mean, in the way that it doesn't look the fastest. It's not the biggest. It's like some old plane that got retired and kind of kicked into this job. Dave Chappelle's coughing up his end of the agreement. Camera pose not saying anything to the guard. Could quite possibly put the fix to all of this. What do we got in here? Ooh, some matches and what, maybe some fuel? Hey, I'm gonna light you on fire. And I hope you forgive me. Everybody is so silent about this. Look at the white guy in the back. He's kind of laughing. The Native American, he's on fire. I seen it. You hear some of that? I seen it in Chappelle's show. Oh yeah, I'll just swipe the keys, let out the big bads. The way Diamond Dog comes out of this cage, it's like a rampaging monster. Whoa, you got that low shot, slow motion. Oh no, you broke my insulin. Because his buddy doesn't have insulin, Cameron Poe's going to have to work with these guys, try to mitigate the damage, ride the fine line, save his friend, prevent a super catastrophe of an even worse landing than they have, and see his daughter on her birthday. Gun out of the lockbox. All right, so I have downed one bag of popcorn. Well, sorry, one bowl. Now it looks like this bag is good for two of my bowls here. I probably could have got a bigger bowl. There was a disturbance. Everything's under control. Tell them. Kill me, no one can land plane. I don't think that far ahead. This great psychopath lines told with this. You know what? I'm going to add John Malkovich to the list of Americans who sound most British. Kelsey Grammer, John Lithgow. He's got this almost transatlantic accent. The only gun on board, but then we learn later he has the only gun until, well, we need some reason for them to have more guns. Oh yeah, there's a small weapons cache, right? We got to put that in the script. Jenny has almost a Téa Leoni looking vibe to her. Let's talk about the transponder, and then we're going to make that into a thing. I wonder how this is done today. Transponder probably still very much a thing on airplanes. Not a lot of tech required to make this movie take place in 1997 as opposed to today, 2021, or for that matter, whenever you're watching this. It's not like the inmates had iPhones. Oh, someone just used their iPhone. They could have. Nope, it wouldn't have been a case. You got to keep an eye on the rapist. Saying it. All right, we still have one vial of insulin. How much insulin do you need over the course of a day? You know what I am? Ugly all day. Danny Trejo played a boxer in 1985's Runaway Train, which prisoners escaping on a train, and now he's prisoner escaping on a plane. Is he ever a prisoner escaping on a boat? So they got to make another stop to pick up and transfer some prisoners on and off. So they're going to gag and bag the guards, call them prisoners to leave, pick up their guys. I'll tell you the part that hurts most is seeing this now and looking at all these people and going, wow, I'm older than a lot of them. Oh yeah, was this really the opportune time to try to take the plane back? Keep cool, boss. This guy doesn't really act like a cool federal officer. He's totally losing his cool. Slipped up, even exposing himself like he didn't have the drop on anybody hardly, except Dave Chappelle here. If you're going to sneak up on somebody, make sure you kind of briefly yell, "Ah!" beforehand. Ah, and then get shot in the neck, right? Well, it didn't really go the way Poe wanted to, but he got on the good side of Cyrus. Even the inmates know his name, and they weren't even there to hear John Cusack talk about him. Three white guys short. Well, you didn't mean it when you said you didn't mind if I got killed, right? Give me the gun. Yeah, I mean it. The jokes are not at the expense of the action. And it's almost like a code of conduct that was carried throughout all the action films in the 80s and 90s was you had a line you had to stay in for the comedy. This might even be Nicolas Cage's first film since winning an Oscar for Leaving Las Vegas. His plan is to tell them, but it's not going to quite work out. They end up picking up a pilot they call Swamp Thing. Is his trait that he's a pilot? Then why would they call him Swamp Thing? I'm liking the shot of actual airplane being shown in my movie. Man, we can't just have a crew go out there and then fly. Let's just do it in post. That's today. But I don't want to get up and have to go out. Just do it in post. Oh, what's this? It's soft in here. So you're telling me they like hid stuff in the brick and then spackled over it. How are they getting the opportunity to do this masonry work? You're not supposed to think about it too much. So they worked out some coordinated efforts here, and that's how they orchestrated the plan to take over the plane. Change of heart. Now he's lying to him, saying he's got 15 years left in his sentence. Therefore, he can be exposed if you find the box with the smiley face. Put the bunny back in the box, right? And I'm sure as Nicolas Cage was saying that line also, he thought, that's going to be a thing people will say. Yeah, maybe among your friends, possibly. I don't think it really went mainstream. It's a bit of a manufactured line. I don't think Arnold Schwarzenegger said, I'll be back, going, this is what everybody's going to be saying forever. As he's saying it. Man, it's got to be some soft brick. Drawings of plane. Something going on with our plane? The Anarchist Cookbook. I'm actually probably going to have to look that up. Of course there's a sandstorm at the pickup, right? They sure made landing a plane look really fast, didn't they? I wonder how much time actually takes place between the plane lands, they drive up, exchange some greetings. The guy's giving this look like, can't you see what's going on? Through the bag, no one cares. Now Swamp Thing pulling up over here. He's got him and Salazar here. They gotta be thinking things are going pretty smooth. We can see our guys already got the plane introduced with Cyrus, right? The flamboyant RuPaul's Drag Race one. I don't know much about the guy, but I've heard that sometime shortly after this movie here, some guy was commenting on IMDb saying that he was at some club and all the girls in the club were all over this guy like you just would not believe it. It was like he was the biggest movie star ever or something. I guess that's his scene. All right, we get a nice little scene for Dave Chappelle here. You need to drop out of the plane, get rid of the transponder, switch that out. And if they come looking for us, they'll go to, what was it, somebody's tours? Uncle Bob's Scenic Tours. Nice little funny scene here for Chappelle. Yeah, I like the Department of Corrections. I think they kind of cut back to the scene, and he's got another little funny thing to say. A late addition to the flight. Love this guy's entrance. Steve Buscemi's this is one of the all-time best entrances in a movie. He has his own specialized transport, padded everything, even though he can't move, does it need to be padded? Locked down in a lazy boy. Is led off a ramp with like some kind of bespoke attachment thing and with the gimp mask, just everything. Christ in a cartoon. That's Garland Green. Everybody's like, whoa, yeah, Garland Green. Tell me the story. Butchered 30 people, wore a kid's head as a hat. He's on the right flight. Yeah, indeed. The prettiest eyes I've seen in 5 to 10. Speaking like it's a prison sentence. Like he doesn't know how much time's gone by, right? Meet me at Carson City. Oh. Carson City. Don't touch anything. And then they do. Hey, what's this? It actually says do not open. Kind of a decent explosion, too. I mean, I've seen worse computer explosions now. Kind of makes you wonder what Larkin, that's John Cusack's character, was doing, not opening the thing that said didn't open. Kind of thought maybe he would look into that before leaving the scene. Why's this guy got a cassette tape on him? Or, I'm sorry, it's not a cassette, it's a mini reel. Must be a clue. Something's amiss with that plane. Stall him. Oh, good. I'm gonna get my gun. Whatever. I'm gonna just stall him, huh? Let's see how long I can stall him. Sees all the cops coming in, sirens ablaze, knows they've been made, shoot and leave. But the hope is that with the transponder out, they could still pull this off. Chappelle, they're leaving without you. You know, you could probably just stay. You're kind of in the clear if you stayed with that chick you're talking up for how long? 10 minutes? Hey, don't hold a grudge. Open a door for me. No, I ain't open a door. Then you kind of see him get tripped up, and you kind of wonder, well, huh? What? Okay, I guess he fell. He couldn't get in. Okay, whatever. Right? But not quite the case. You're not going to forget this day. It's not like they have that big a problem. They had some planes show up. They didn't really have to make some evasive maneuvers or anything. Uncle Bob's seen his tours in a plane I don't believe is actually flying. Man, I wish I'd had more popcorn. And this could have used some butter, to be honest with you. Enjoy popcorn time, Orville Redenbach. I don't believe it's buttered, though. All right, who's to blame here? Keystone Cops outfit. Hey, you're the one who had a guy bring a gun aboard the plane. It weren't for you, yeah. Honestly, it probably didn't make a difference if the guy had a gun. Cyrus had a gun beforehand. Apache choppers coming in. Noteworthy for Nicolas Cage being in, oh gosh, what was it called? Thunderbirds? Where it was like a Top Gun ripoff. Oh, but instead it's helicopters. Instead of F-14s, it's Apache. Did we really need to lock up Steve Buscemi? If the idea is that they took over the plane, right? So I guess could have sat him down anywhere, or was it the people that escorted him out of his special truck needed to take him to his seat? So we have to pretend we didn't take over the plane for just a minute there while these guys are aboard. Pinball didn't make it. Oh, too bad. I liked Pinball, even though I said I was going to kill him. We really going to tell you the plan? I don't like him. No more talking to Chief O'Brien. Jenny, you kind of stand in the back and kind of keep an eye on this. A small role for Jenny, but when you watch this multiple times, you kind of keep more focused on her. You see she consoles Monica Potter. I don't know this song he's singing here. Airplane. I'm not sure what the original lyrics are. I'll tell you about a rendezvous point. There, now you know. Now I wonder who plays the daughter here. A lot of times these kids have a small little role in some movie. Oh, then next thing you know, it's Scarlett Johansson. I thought I did a good job popping this popcorn, and now I see I've got like 20 kernels that did not go. Oh yeah, yeehaw, that's right. Trying to stir up some animosity here. Black militant gets taking orders from a white guy. That seems strange to me. Man, I thought you got your insulin shot. What is the problem? Was it the thing that he didn't have any needles at first? Has one little vial, but he needs a syringe. And then like Nicolas Cage is like, I need some syringe, and like, drugs will kill you, son. We'll get to that. And there's Steve Buscemi just kind of looking creepy AF, just sitting there. That's what happens when you have that kind of bulgy eyes. We got this guy, Karen Poe, involuntary manslaughter, non-gang affiliated. That's the most important part. He's got a chance to get off the plane. He doesn't do it. Why? He's helping us out. In all reality, the good guy aboard the plane would have actually taken the way out and kind of left this in someone else's hands. In most circumstances I can foresee. Oh, come on. You don't know what he said after putting a bullet in your guy's head. Actually, did he say that? Did he say F you? A no hostage clause. Does that mean if you're taken hostage, we just blow up everything? Not allowed to be a hostage? Okay, so I'm going to take the attack chopper and... Yep, this goes over your head, Larkin. But I left my Corvette here. Evidently the keys and everything. Oh, we're dragging. What's landing gear ain't all the way up. Couldn't have brought this up sooner? Tells Diamond Dog to go check on the landing gear. Then he just tells, hey Poe, Cyrus said he wanted you. Yeah, that's it. I'm not really sure what altitude they're flying, but if you fly commercial jet altitude, this is you're going to have a severe cabin pressure issue. And so if they're flying low, may not have this. I mean, maybe you can pull this off without anybody dying. Poor Pinball. Had a Sharpie in his jacket. They took off a guy. I guess you could have a pin there, right? Yank. Now, I want you to pay attention to the vehicle with which Pinball falls on. A beige Volvo. This is said to be the second entry in the Nicolas Cage beige Volvo trilogy. He has a beige Volvo in The Rock. A beige Volvo has Dave Chappelle fall on it. By the way, this does not look awful. Wow. And then there's drives of... John Travolta's character drives a beige Volvo in Face Off. And Face Off comes out right on the heels of this. I think Face Off had a trailer play in front of this when I saw it in theaters. And I'll tell people that this is the last of the classic action movies, the last good one. I kind of just don't think that Face Off is that good. It's kind of okay, but... You say you were in my prison, in my block, but I don't remember seeing you anywhere. Yeah. That's the way you should just respond to somebody. Yeah. He's a font of misplaced rage. Huh? What's wrong with him? My first thought would be a lot. Like that line. Oh, we're bringing out the old computer monitor here. That'll place a movie. Hey, how you all doing? Sorry. Okay, so maybe you need to be told what's going on here. They definitely seem to be flying a little low. I'm gonna go have a look down there too. Maybe see Cameron Poe's stuff. That's what I'm looking for. Why he stayed aboard the plane? Oh, it's so weird that Casey is in the office for this. Usually we would say maybe a little girl, we have an area you can play some coloring books, something. He was sentenced to 7 and 10, right? I don't know why he stayed. Vince, line 1. There's the body of your name all over it, huh? Yep. Telling you where the plane's going, Larkin. He's giving you some clues. If the body fell from a sky, that would certainly mark where they were at some point, so not in the direction you're going. I'm DEA, and we don't listen to marshals. Well, if you got a fast car, you can... Okay, he's got to get there 50 minutes. I think the top speed is not very generous on these Corvettes. And you're also relying on the cops not pulling you over. Where were the keys, Cusack? I'm snooping through your stuff, and I found the bunny. This would be a difficult place to have a fight. Not clearance to even stand up, or even close. Look at the yellow teeth on this guy. Man, we're gonna have a squat fight here, guys. We got all of maybe 4 feet of clearance. Die, punk. Impaled. Let off some steam, Bennett. Okay, Uncle Bob, remember you said this is the day they'll never forget, right? You know, I mean, I guess if this is your only time taking a tour of the Grand Canyon, it's a day you won't forget. If you frequently are in some kind of little plane tour, yeah, maybe you'll get them kind of mixed up. I wonder if they still use those kind of headsets on helicopters. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Wasn't my fault, yeah. I kill people all the time when I have to, yeah. Steve Buscemi the following year also goes kind of insane. They say he's insane in Armageddon. Also, Jerry Bruckheimer production, I believe. Oh, Larkin's early. This Lerner Field looks pretty abandoned. But is it? Oh, hey, here's a nice place to park. Park in this garage real quick. Crack the knuckles and hit the crystals. We're putting this baby down in the sandbox. I can understand putting the baby down in the sandbox. Huh, there's no one working the control tower. What's going on? Blood. How recent did this go down? What have we got behind this tarp? And dead guy. A little close to the tower, amigo. No, this looks pretty close here. We got two planes coming down together. Dude tucked and rolled and ran. Oh well. Okay. Well, he's down, and then we'll see him. We'll be seeing him run, and it's kind of funny. Well, of course the plane's called the Jailbird. Danny Trejo is short, mind you. He's like, I swear he's something like 5'4". Okay, so we're supposed to switch to another plane. Where is it? How many guys are coming along for this other plane? Are most of these guys just free now? Is that the assumption? Oh, they're beating up these guys. I don't want to be a part of that. I'm going to run. And he just keeps running. He has insulin. He needs the syringe. Tell him about shrimp. There's a pretty good amount of diversity in this movie, isn't there? I mean, we got a lot of African American, Latino cast. Yeah, we even have the transvestite thing before it's cool. Johnny Cage or Nicolas Cage gets a little crazier. Gonna kick, put a bullet in the brain. The man, the colors in this movie look so fire. This is on Hulu because it's a Disney property, and Hulu majority ownership belongs to Disney. And this isn't something they're going to put on Disney Plus. You'll also have seen that they have Deadpool and Deadpool 2 on Hulu for this very reason. It's your barbecue and it tastes good. Plan B is uncrash the plane and make it worthy of the flight again. Oh, hey, there's a fence that's down, and Garland Green has made an escape. This could be interesting. Oh, wait, I might find a dress to wear? Yes. How far did he have to walk to come across a trailer park? I'm thinking a ways, right? Oh, look, it's a little girl. She's playing in a empty pool. Imaginary tea? Ah, fascinating. Look, you thinking some evil shit's going to be going down. Kind of making some friends there with Cyrus. The bromance before it sours. Did Larkin strike you as some guy who's recycling sandals, saving the rainforest? Was he saying anything along those lines? I'm eating vegan, you know? Ah, here's the guys we're supposed to make the deal with. Why were they hiding? Now you can see cars are coming because shit's just so flat in the desert. But it's still going to be a while before they get there. So we had a bad landing. We're digging the plane out a little. Is it going to be worthy of flight? It wasn't a huge crash. I'm not totally sure. How bad's the landing gear? Some strange guy just showed up in my backyard. I guess we're going to play a game. There's a plane. Silencer. He. This gives an opportunity for Poe to tell Larkin how he's got to get back on this plane, how he's on his side. So easy to knock guys out in movies, and it just a kick to the head and There's two men Cameron Poe trusts, and he just mentioned his dad. Oh, okay. So you have a friend on board. That's your strong reason, huh? I read your file. I read all the files. Unless they explode. And I saw your little girl. You saw Casey? Whoa. Yeah, Nicolas Cage got some traps and deltoids going on over here. This is a height of jackness for Nicolas Cage. Tell her she's my hummingbird, and then she'll know for sure you saw me. Oh man, he's got some okay tricep development there too. Yeah, still a guy left on the plane on the little jet there. Can some inmates dig out a plane in, God, 10 minutes? I mean, these cops have been coming. You saw them, right? Like, there's kind of a limitation on how far out you could have spotted them. What? She said she asked me if I'm sick. What? Huh? You look sick. He says sing like I've never heard of the concept. The odd scene to insert here while we're leading up to all the action elsewhere, and it makes you think something really dire is going to happen. The next time it cuts back to these two, that girl ain't going to be alive. Oh, this guy sees an exit and he's taking a run. Was he told it beforehand? Run to the yellow tent. Sandino. I could have sworn there was a Salazar in this. His name's Salazar Sandino, something like that, or there's another Salazar. That's the big operation. Burns his shirt. On cue, here comes the private jet. That's the plane. You guys did not do a very good job looking around. Quickly, we are turning on this crane and lowering it. Yep, you can do that in mere seconds. Uh-huh. Into the gas station cafe. You saw a sign up earlier briefly showing the price of gas and how low it is. At the time of this movie, my dad was like, "Gas will never be that low again. Take it in," and it kind of got to that price yet. Sayonara. We were filling up to come and get you. That's what we were doing. Sayonara. Can one feasibly be that quick? You cut him off as he's saying your name to change the word. That is a smooth escape from that explosion right there. And you're telling me the old man, he saw all this going down and his thought was to hide under a truck the whole time? I'm just going to hide under a truck and wait this out. I'm not going to kill you, old timer. I need a syringe. Drugs will end you, son. Do first aid kits contain a syringe? Oh, wait a minute. Something is amiss here. Someone killed what was his name, Bobby or something? Now, of course, they'll go to the weapons cache, and it turns out there's plenty of arms for everybody. They had time to manually and with the help of a tractor extract a plane from the dirt, secure the weapons, draw up a plan to fight the agents. I'm telling you, the government's taking their sweet time catching up with these guys. Uh-oh, the girl's gone. Teapot's broken. Ominous sign. Oh, you guys are going into a trap. Careful. There's propane. We got shotguns. And this guy has a grenade launcher for some reason. Who's gonna open fire first? Found a syringe. Oh no, the propane. Of course, police cars look radically different now. Army trucks, uniforms, maybe not entirely. Danny Trejo. I've got my shirt off. I'm walking to the plane. Hey, these guys get in the firefight. A good opportunity to do some raping. Johnny 24. Yeah, I think they actually call Bubba Baby-O through. I think that he's credited as such here. In the middle of the carnage, I'm going to come running through with this syringe for my diabetic bro. She puts up a decent fight. You know, you got these choppers coming in. You got the guys on the ground going through the slaughter, right? Like a little bit of Black Hawk Down kind of vibes, yeah. Everybody hide behind the plow. Oh man, if you're depleted on insulin for half a day, does it really have this effect on you? You miss you miss a shot, now you're basically crippled. I don't think that punch connected. Don't treat women like that. Yeah. I kind of quoted this movie more than most people, I feel like. Now, that was not Diamond Dog. That was the other black guy that's bald. That looks very similar, like he's a stunt double. He's got one of the girl's dolls. Did she give it to him, or did he take it? Oh, Cochise, no, he's going down. All right, just take it. Let's go. Oh, hold on, you gotta be careful of these syringes. I'm on a plane too. It's a little jostled. Cameron tied kind of like this hook around the this concrete, whips around, and boy, is this a sequence here. Gets fixed to the underbelly of the Corvette, pulls it through. I don't think that'd be easy to shoot, and it would all be CGI today, and most of that it looked in camera for that matter. It may or may not have even had some miniature use. I honestly couldn't tell. I'm not really sure how you manipulate that rope to perform that way. They do have the car up here, and it's CGI, and it looks it, but if it was CGI today, it would look CGI also. Any other day, that'd be strange. Yeah, is that your car? Oh, yes, it is. And this scene too, I've seen video on behind the scenes of this, and even then, it kind of leaves out some of those parts where you're like, well, what about the next shot? Like, did they actually fly a Corvette into that tower? How else would you have done it, right? I guess towed across in some way. Oh, he doesn't mind if he's over after this. It was a good comeuppance. And the little girl is okay. Bye bye, Bob. Bye bye. This guy is still running, and we're listening to Sweet Home Alabama. And they'll be pointing out the irony of that. Leonard Skinner had a lot of good Southern rock songs, and kind of derived from Leonard Skinner. There's 38 Special, younger brother with the younger brother of I think one of Leonard Skinner members. Everybody has to go look at Nicolas Cage's box. They gotta read up on him. Oh, stop the music. I can't really fault Cyrus for how he put this together. I mean, you have a guy over here who is acting like he's dying the whole time. Maybe he's the one stabbing you in the back when you're not watching. The insulin made him crazy. Yeah, he's acting up. No, just after I saved you, I found the needle and everything. You had to go get shot, buddy. This didn't look bad. That you're working in some composite work here. You get to get people in the chopper, and it looks as good as one would expect it today yet. You need me to draw it in crown. I like that. Yeah, he really tried to give him a lot of those quotable lines. I'm going to show you God does exist. All that, right? Oh man, once one of these tack choppers starts shooting at this plane, I'm afraid it's going down immediately. Just sort of cuts a swath between all of these lesser named convicts, right? The ones that don't get the fancy introduction. Don't know what to do about this one. RuPaul, yeah, okay, slap. And that got a little bit of a laugh in the audience, man. Like this was a fun popcorn flick. That everybody, I feel like I feel like people associate the popcorn movie and they make excuses. Oh well, it doesn't have to be good. It's a popcorn movie. It excels at that. That's not uh, a sound argument. I'd say this works well as an action movie from the '90s. I mean, it's a fun, entertaining film. I don't really like that. It's a popcorn film. When someone says that, it makes me think, oh well, it's purposely bad, and that's why you're watching it. when people describe a movie that way. Fun and enjoyable is not really the sense I get out of that. Smack with the rifle. Why, it's looking like Cameron's got control of the plane. The good guys may be back in charge of this. And of course we're going to Las Vegas. Nicolas Cage can never leave Las Vegas. And he has a helmet. No kidding, the civilian casualties will be enormous. Mind you, the Vegas Strip in 97, not nearly as loaded as it is at present. Though, 93 onward, Las Vegas is huge. I mean, once you get establishments like Luxor, Bellagio, once that comes into play, MGM Grand, of course, but yeah, then it's going to be high traffic. I mean, goodness, I was watching in Starman, they went through Vegas in 1984, and I had to rewind and be like, did they really say that was Las Vegas? The Vegas Strip was just destitute compared to what one expects. The scaling on the plane there is questionable in that shot. I think most of this landing goes pretty well. They use some miniatures. The guitar that gets bifurcated was a pretty sweet miniature. Chops those palm trees. Yeah, most of this looks pretty good. I think they would have hit too many cars, though. Owner of the white Corvette, please move your car. Well, you're not going to need to now. In the water. Oh, well then how are you going to find his daughter? Like, I mean, well, I mean, I guess you could, but geez, that's a grudge. Get a lot of shots of this guy's like 1984 looking Corvette over here. Smash. At the time this movie's out, the C5 Corvette just got introduced. You could have had that in the movie. Of course someone hits the jackpot when this crash occurs. They call me a lady? Yay, right? Shockingly, most people survived the crash. In fact, I think all of them did. I don't really think anybody's written off from the crash. Oh, like, you can attribute the crash to their death. Bishop, Officer Bishop's okay, helping you up. And trying to keep a head count here. I wonder if this guy's got himself a reduced sentence of some kind. Maybe Cameron Poe could say, well, he was instrumental in bringing this plane down and saving the guards. Yeah, that's it. Can we reduce the sentence? Not that I think we even know what Baby O's in for. I mean, but come on, most of these counts are pretty egregious. Yeah, this one's dead. Yep, for sure. The arm is left behind. Oh boy, does that look like a good fake arm. Gotta go to this birthday party. Oh, I should have told you I'm married and all. Take the bus. Yeah, well, maybe they could have put him in Speed 3. Speed 3. Exact change only. Hold up. Did I just see Cyrus the Virus on top of this ladder? Yeah, it seemed, yeah. Let's go get him, and then we're pulling up. Let's do this together. Is it that easy to take off with a police chopper? Only now we got the choppers that are the bikes, right? We're going to see some more sights of Vegas right here. Is that what they call Fremont Street, where they have the overhead light, LED light type display? Cops dropping the donut, getting in pursuit. I was always a bit confused by the finale here in the action. So they go through this tunnel, which, if I'm not wrong, that tunnel, not in Vegas. I think that's Los Angeles tunnel. You see it in Blade Runner. You see it in The Terminator, many other films. I'm a little torn up, but I can still get on this. I don't think you can get that bike to keep accelerating with him off it to catch up and crash explode into Diamond Dog. I keep wanting to call Luther. He's poking at him with this. I'm not sure if that's something you'd find. It looks like a torture device, less than an axe to chop down a door that a fireman would have. Now, with the proper axe, there's Cusack. Punch in the bandaged arm. That'll do it. Man, with the erratic driving taking place here, can you stand and fight? And there's some tunnel construction, so we come out the other side, and it's like more general construction. Fills the cab with water. Swamp Thing through the windshield, assumingly dead. And now there's a walkway to crash into. And then I'm really confused about where he lands. There's a walkway, but then he just kind of lands in some weird construction site. And it is a bit confusing. It's probably a little too much. Because then you have this pile driver that has to smash him in the head. So is there no one overseeing any of this machinery? What's going on here exactly? would it have been enough for him to just get cut in half, getting thrown through the walkway? Swamp Thing's helmet spinning on the ground. Money everywhere. Yeah, what did they crash into to trigger the money everywhere to this extent? The bunny was getting away. How he ever found that bunny again, I don't know. Like, just with all the chaos going, was the bunny taken by Cyrus onto the was that Swamp Thing on the ground in the foreground there, maybe? Cyrus takes the bunny to the fire truck for reasons. But you get kind of a good feeling when he rescues the bunny from the sewer, and it's something to give his kid. Oh yeah, would have worked a lot better if we shot it down. Maybe. I mean, the casualties here, you're not really reporting. How did you get his keys? I was bored of the car anyway. Oh, worked out nicely that way. Trisha Yearwood back in with bookending the movie in a way with her song. See, there's Ginny. Wouldn't it have been good for Ginny and Larkin to have a moment? All right, I'll let you guys alone here. There you go. Little girl certainly looks like a Monica Potter mini-me. Oh, when was he scheduled to get the haircut? You don't want to get the prison haircut? Oh man, that bunny looks torn up. That would not be a bad prop to buy if you're looking for a movie investment. The bunny from Con Air. I got a picture of you. Maybe you don't look like the picture. Is that what you're saying? Now, honey, you take your daddy's present. And look, we got a happy ending for the Poe family. But that's not all. Oh, look, Larkin's looking on. See, Ginny could have been sitting with him. Head resting on shoulder, something, right? New shooter coming out. New shooter feel lucky? Yes, he does. How? It's so weird. We hear of how bad of a guy he is, but everybody kind of likes that ending, where the little stinger ending before the credits, where is he going to turn things around? Is he going to do good? I don't know, but as weird as it is, and it seems odd, you're kind of glad he's out, that Garland Green escaped. Or you feel good for Steve Buscemi for some reason? I don't know. Not a tough thing to pull off. I guess because we didn't see him do any of the atrocities. Landry Albright. And lastly, we're going to get Nicolas Cage. That is the Predator ending right there, where we have the scenes from the movie. Though Predator, a lot of it is specifically shot for the closing credit. There we go, guys. That's Con Air. I say it's the last of the classic action films. Some could say Face Off. There might be something else put in there. You kind of have a change and a cutoff. You have to consider 1998 would be the last time of it. Armageddon possibly action. There's not really any gunplay to make me think action with the villain in the way that I kind of need a human villain for an action film. But what do you say? What is the last classic action film? Let me know in the comments below. If you made it this far, wait until marriage. Counseling.